YouTube.
Hello everyone. This time I'd like to share some of my process from concept to creation in making this eagle sculpture from scraps of paper and basically trash. So as always, I work 100% from leftover materials, recycled, upcycled material. In this case, it's 100% paper. Birds of prey. I always thought they were beautiful, powerful, free, and very elegant creatures. And who wouldn't want to be as free and strong and have the ability to soar like an eagle? My concept for this one came from searching for an animal that was the ultimate protector. I love animals and wildlife, as you may know, and I use them for many of my themes. Expressing the beauty of nature in a sustainable and responsible way of making art. In thinking of which animal to use for this theme of protection, I came upon some YouTube videos of eagles in action. Watching them swoop down and carry away things as big as a deer was truly mesmerizing, incredible, and a little scary actually, but I couldn't help admire the power and grace from above in these animals. And moreover, the eagle's nest, I saw another video of an eagle mother protecting its eggs and young from, I think it was a wolf or a coyote, and the relentlessness she had in doing anything and everything at all costs to ensure her young survive. As any good mother would do, that was even more admirable actually. So I envisioned an eagle, her great wings around us, our earth, because everyone knows we're in some trouble now, not only climate-wise, but politically, socially. It's a mess around the world, and we need some help and protection. And the other side is, well, so does wildlife, right? And all life on this planet. Who should be protecting who, after all? So of course, automatically you think of flight, but I've seen a lot of birds and eagle sculptures in flight. I wanted this one on her feet actually, wrapping its wings around the earth, almost like in the nest. Mother Eagle protecting Mother Earth, or it should be vice versa actually, but the warmest and safest place to be is probably wrapped securely in a Mother Eagle's wings. Furthermore, birds and their feathers and patterns have in them some beautiful textures and patterns obviously, so I thought that'd be an interesting thing to work with, the textures of feathers. So as I said, I use only paper, mostly craft paper, scraps paper, anything I get my hands on that match. And after building up the basic form underneath with paper boxes or cardboard and balls of paper mostly, until I get the basic shape I wanted, a lot of this was just textural work and layering. Scrunching up a lot of pieces of paper, a lot of tearing small pieces and using them. Twisting them and applying them in the right places to form patterns and textures. And as often I do with sculptures of animals, living things, I started with the head. As you know, eagles have the most striking faces and eyes. They look almost angry, threatening, ready to peck your eyes out or claw you to death, but very, very cool. So getting the head and beak right was my first step. And I often work in parts with animal sculptures, living things. More often than not, the head is first, and with that you can get a sense of proportion for the rest of the body and body parts. So next, after the head was done, the torso, right? You develop the shape of the torso, and I attach the head to that, make sure everything is proportional and looks right, positioning. And the wings, of course, very important for a bird. The wings, making two of them, making them sit in the right way was a bit of a challenge. So I had to use a bit of tape to fix them until the glue dried, and so they could keep their position. So after the main frame and structure were done, a lot of feathers and textures, lots of feathers. Feathers, feathers, feathers. Ripping pieces of paper, twisting and choosing tones that would layer and also contrast in the right places. Lots of layering until you get it right. And watching the direction of the feathers, just like fur, if you're drawing even animals, you always draw in the direction of the fur or the feathers, right? It makes it look right, obviously. And as always, unless you definitely have a front or back for a sculpture, you have to keep turning it around, making sure it looks fine from all angles, all sides, high and low, near and far. You never know how people may want to display it or be looking at it. I really enjoy working with paper. Not only using recycled paper does it cost me nothing, but it's very flexible and it can take about any shape you want. You can do just about anything with it. In this case, the exterior is mostly craft papers, paper bags, and odds and ends, leftover paper I had around. So the great thing about these kind of sculptures is, you don't have to spend a lot on materials, and just use what's useful, what's left over, and it's no waste, right? So after most of the eagle body was done, I started working on the earth part that's was going to be wrapped in its wings. And there's an old trick, an old paper mache trick that maybe you remember when you were kids. You blow up a balloon, make sure you get into a round as shape as possible rather than an oval or egg shape, and you paper mache it with paper, right? You wait until that dries, and then when it dries, you pop the balloon, or probably don't even have to pop it. You pull the balloon out, and you're left with a really nice sphere, circular hollow sphere made of paper. So with that, I just layered some harder paper above it, gave it some texture. Didn't have to be exact about the land masses of Earth, but give it the sense that this is a world, a planet, right? Our planet could be any planet. Once that's dry, you place it inside the wings and secure it with some props, if I think I used. Wait for that to dry, and then we were almost getting there, almost done. The final stages really were just plugging up the holes and working on the little details, as usual, right? You take breaks from it, you come back, and you'll see little flaws or little things or spaces you'd like to fill in, especially with paper, right? And so near the end, I was just filling holes, filling little things. And as you look at it from many different angles, you'll see forms or lines that you don't really like, or you'd like to adjust or thicken or take away. So a lot of little things near the end to make it just right how you want, right? So for this one, I'm looking to submit to some other art competitions in the future, like many of my pieces. I have another video coming up where I'll talk a little bit about my experience so far in art competitions, and the good and bad. I'm sure some other artists out there who enter competitions can probably relate to what I'll be talking about. But anyway, that's for next time. So after you work on the details, here are some angles of the final product. I hope you like it, and I thank you again very much for watching, and I wish you happy creating. Thanks guys. See you next time. Bye.